Zombie Teenz Evolution is the epitome of the difficult second album. As in, how do you surpass something like Zombie Kids Evolution? And the long answer is that you understand that the game is being played by kids who are maybe slightly older and are looking naturally for something a little bit more complicated. And you also are aware that you've probably brought in a bigger crowd now who are automatically going to pick this game up due to the hype and the positive praise that was bestowed upon the predecessor. It does this in a number of ways. First of all, the actual main mechanics themselves have changed to a point where it's complicated. It's a little bit more complicated. You're not just moving and killing. In this terms now, what you're doing is you're dealing, depending on how you roll the dice, you're dealing with potential consequences from the dice themselves in these kind of event cards. The movement, you're not just moving in order to lock down gates, you're then bringing kind of crates from the exterior into the school in order to win. The biggest change, however, is that the overrun mechanic in the original Zombie Kids was basically, if you had 3 zombies, then you couldn't go back into a place. That was it. The powers that were introduced in the game allowed you to kind of mitigate that. In Zombie Teenz Evolution, it changes slightly when you get the overrun mechanic, and the overrun mechanic is the ultimate kind of test of crowd control and management. You have to make sure that you're taking these zombies out, and the reason for that is quite simple, is that once areas are overrun, there's no going back from that. Now for some people that might just be a little bit too unforgiving. For other people, I think the only criticism I ever heard of Zombie Kids was the fact that once you had played it for all it was offering, then you had played it for all it was offering. And as soon as a child gets bored with playing the game kind of again and again, it's very difficult to bring them back. Zombie Teenz kind of ramps up the challenge to a good kind of 7.5 and 8, brings in the complications and makes it more interesting to the fact that the chances of you losing the game increase a little bit. It's not just a straight kind of throughput and you know which strategy to use. You're proactively and actively trying to prevent the great undead from getting where they want to be in order to stop the areas from getting overrun. So beware for that, for potentially if you've just lapped up Zombie Kids and you're then going to be playing Zombie Teenz with the same age, because you might find there's a slight wall there for the younger kids kind of coming to get that. However, children are a durable bunch at the moment, at any time at all. So even then, with a little bit of hand holding, with a little bit of encouragement, this is potentially the mental challenge that a lot of kids will thrive under and really, really enjoy. And on the other side of that, it's going to be a pretty good fun game with adults as well, because it does provide that level of complication, that level of not just simplicity. So again, it's very, very difficult to find too many negatives with what Zombie Teenz Evolution brings to the table. It has ramped the complication up. It has improved and changed the mechanics. Not everybody's going to like the changes. It has made it more complicated. It has changed kind of like your crates. You've got kind of like dice, and you've got mysterious dice here as well. So you've not just got the one dice. It is good change for the best. And I'm kind of interested to see, now that they've done the second game, what their plans are for the third game, or if they decide to go with a third game at all, and if they decide to go down a completely different genre. Because like I said last time, this is it's a refreshing look at the kind of the legacy type game which had me really hungering to play legacy games where I wasn't too fussed about playing the adult legacy games before. And this is something which has kept me thoroughly intrigued. So that's Zombie Teenz Evolution from Scorpion Masque. It was provided to us by Coiledspring Games. My name's Richard. This is We're Not Wizards. Remember, stay safe, roll sixes, make something awful. Until the next time.